Hi, I'm Tim Clark, and I hope you enjoy the video that you're about to watch. If so, please let me know by clicking the subscribe button. Today we travel to the Coleman Theatre in Miami, Oklahoma, and Danny Dillon is going to give us an extensive, personalized tour of the building.
Well, welcome to the Coleman. Come on in, let's take a look around. So you walk in, you're going to see you'll notice, and we'll talk about it if you come in to visit us, the carpet. This is a replica of the original carpet that you'll see. We always love to point out here our model, our Lego model of the theater that someone made and brought to us for something to show off. We'll tell you all about this board over here that was from bank night on Wednesday nights, and the names and what all they mean here and not here, and the amounts of money that were won, and some other pretty nice stories that go along with it. This is George Coleman, the man who built the theater. Tell you all about that. I have a great story I will share with you when you come in about this statue. We call her the Lady of the Lamp, and she has a history. She was gone from here for a while, and we love to tell you about her. As you come into the theater, we still have so many of the aspects that are original. All of the silks along the wall are silk. They have been here since 1929, and it's what I say about our building. She is from 1929. She's had a little work done, but she's looking pretty good. We'll tell you about the chairs, the seating in here, and kind of a neat way about how they came to be. In fact, we will show you that people have helped us. A lot of these seats have been adopted. If they have a name tag on the back, they've been adopted, and all of them on this floor have. But we will tell you why they were adopted, because you can read on the name tags things like, in honor of Charles Rollins, will you marry me? In honor of Sally Rollins, yes. Great story. We can tell you all about Sally and Charles Rollins there. We'll bring you in. We will show you the backdrop up there, the original backdrop that was here on opening night. The red curtains all across the proscenium and the borders are all original from the opening. We'll let you stand here with us on the floor level and look up and imagine as we tell you about the man who painted that ceiling using just a scissor lift, because that's the only thing we could get in the door that would get him up that high, and finding out that it wasn't even high enough, and he sometimes had to go up on that little unsteady scissor lift and stand on his paint can and stretch as high as he could and paint. We're glad we didn't know it when he was doing it. We found out later. The mighty Wurlitzer pipe organ. We'll let you even listen to it when you come in. I can play that organ just a little bit. Okay, so the truth is there's a MIDI there, so you don't hear me playing, but I turn it on. You might even come at a time when we're able to show you some things backstage. We can't always do that if we're in the middle of production or something else is going on. We're not always able to take you backstage, but we do when we can. You come back here, you'll see the original lighting board that still operates many of the lights in the theater right here, and it's been here since 1929. You'll see our rigging system over here with 29 battens and about a 5-story, let me turn you on a light, I'm not sure you'll see, about 5 stories up to the lift up above. We do have a ladder that goes straight up that wall over there, but I don't think any of you are going to want to climb that. Let's go over to the other side and take a look in the star dressing room. I'll point out, I think, a really neat feature right here that came with the theater in '29, because theaters were so concerned about fire that they had a fire door here, automatic fire door in 1929. And what they did when they set this big insulated door here on a slant bar, Then they put a rope across here and weighted it. They would make this rope very flammable. And so if a fire were to break out, the first thing to catch on fire would be the rope. The rope would burn, the weight would fall, and the door would automatically shut and separate the fire from whichever side it was on. We'll come on in here to the star dressing room where you'll see some of the folks who have appeared on our stage. Of course, there we go with Cary Grant, Sally Rand, Will Rogers, Blackstone, and of course Bing Crosby. Now, I've told you everything that I've told you, I'm pretty sure on the facts of, but I want to tell you one of the stories about Bing Crosby that I'm not positive was true, but I have a man who works here who swears that his relatives were in the audience the night that Bing Crosby stepped out, which he often did when he was in town, and share just a little news of Hollywood and sing a song or two. They said he walked off the stage that night and then came back on and said, I'm going to sing you another song I'm not supposed to be singing yet because the movie hadn't come out, but maybe if you like the song, you'll go see the movie. And for the very first time, they heard this brand new holiday song called White Christmas. Go down some very narrow steps over here. Go down into the green room. This is this place where the entertainers could have a spot to just relax. You know, in vaudeville, they would bring 5 to 7 different acts, so there were quite a few people. So even though there are dressing rooms for all of them going upward, we'd have this big space downstairs, the green room, where they could come in and relax. And these big doors over here were for the orchestra members to go in. Now we've built a lip over our orchestra pit, so you don't really even see that upstairs. But these doors would lead right out. They could go back in the back room and warm up their instruments, and then come over here and make their way out, depending on which instruments they played, which door they would use. But then they could go out and they could. Oh, there's Fred. Sorry, he pops up a little every once in a while. We don't pay much attention to him. Our little wall of fame. All those folks have been on our stage at some point, and we just decided to keep a record of that. Let's see, we might take a peek back here. I'm not sure how much. Nope, they haven't done anything that we'll see. They're getting ready. They're starting to build a set for a play that they're getting ready to do, Beauty and the Beast, and that's going to be a big set, so I know they've started a little early, and they'll be filling up the stage. I don't know if the lights are a little bright. I don't know if you can see along the front of the balcony there, but at one point they had come in and spray painted everything one solid color. And so when we renovated and they were painting it back to the original, I walked in and saw those angels, and for the first time, and I said, those are so cool. Where'd you get those? Those are a great idea. They look wonderful here. They said they should. They've always been there. I'd just never really seen them underneath all of the paint they had on top of the front of the balcony. This is how I play, with one finger. This is Dennis James, who is our house organist. Sat down and captured it on the MIDI. So it lets our visitors come in and get to really hear the organ play. The stained glass panels underneath the balcony here are all original. Some of them had made their way out of the theater, but we found them and got them back in. This one over here, actually, this round medallion back here, we bought at a garage sale for $10. One of our friends of the Coleman found it and knew what it was and bought it back. We walk up the stairs here, and when you come up the stairs, you go right into the balcony, or left just through the mezzanine. And let's take a walk through the mezzanine, because I would like to point out something up here that I want everyone to, we always wanted to point it out and have you consider it. By the way, these marble fountains, we didn't put back in the hardware to make them actually work as a fountain. We just thought they're beautiful and we liked them on display. But the hardware in here was a little spout that just came up here, and the water would come up and trickle right back down onto the fountain. Didn't think that the health department would really love that. So we don't use them as fountains, but we do like them. Have the men's room here and the ladies' room over here. And they're, I think that the reason I point them out is because when it opened with 1,600 seats, that was the only men's room, and this was the only ladies' room. Can you imagine today going somewhere and only having one? These are two of the original seats that we had replicated. What we have in there now are replications, and I will tell you, there's one modification that we made, and when you take a look at them, you probably can almost tell what it was. They were made, of course, for the theater in 1929, and when we went to have them redone, we said there's been something that's occurred here, and McDonald's came to town, and other fast foods. And because of that, we needed them a little wider. So we made the new seats 2 inches wider than what these were. And so we'd like to keep those on hand and show folks. We have these two chairs. We have 4 chairs like this that a gentleman from Miami makes furniture now. He moved away, came back and visited the theater, loved what he saw, took all sorts of pictures and said, I'm going to make you a chair. I make furniture now. And so we said, oh, that'd be great. And he said, just to put it in the back of the theater, you know, well, it was about 8 or 9 years before we received it, and we got 2 of them at one time. Every detail on each one of these chairs are taken from the theater. And so you'd find this face in there on the wall. You'd find the scroll. You'll find these faces. And gold leafed and silk, and had an appraisal of $6,000. And this was about 10 years ago. So we said, we're not sticking this in the back of the theater. But he ended up sending us 4 of them, and we love these. So it didn't take down our number of seats when we made the seats 2 inches wider. We no longer have 1,600 seats, but 1,100. And so 640 on the floor level, on the orchestra level, but up in the balcony, we have another 460 seats. And really, you're pretty close to the stage for a balcony from this level. And these down here, what we call the loge, are probably the best seats in the house. The sound is so good. You know, it's built as an opera house. The acoustic is incredible, and you just hear everything so well from right up here.
Thanks for the great tour, Danny. What a beautiful Route 66 landmark.
Well, thanks for coming. We are glad that you stopped by. We love sharing the Coleman, and so we're here for anybody who wants to come in and visit us, and we'll take you back and show you all these things as well.
For more information, you can visit their website at thecolemantheatre.org, and you can also find them on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coleman Theatre. Thank you for watching this video. You know, I just love Route 66 and the era of Americana that Route 66 represents. Producing these videos is my way of giving back to Route 66 and to promote Route 66 to people not just in the United States, but to people all around the world. Now, if you enjoy watching these videos, please let me know by clicking the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when new videos are posted, then just simply ring the bell.